everyone, today I'll be reviewing this brand new, it is kind of like a crime thriller. The show just dropped on Netflix called Informa, and this show, it is from Japan. And looks like this show, it is not Netflix made though. I think they just got the distribution for this show worldwide. And the show, when I saw the plot for this show, I was thinking the show will be like simple reporter uncovering a murder. That is what I was thinking, but the actual show is actually quite different than what I thought. So I really liked the show quite a lot. I thought what was the show was about, although sounds simple, but the show actually very well made, and all the acting and these actors on screen, they really make the show uh, very elevated. Like when you watch it, you're like, whoa. I thought all of the actors, they're really good in this show. Their characters are interesting, and the character development throughout this season, all of them were quite good. Especially the main actors, they had really good chemistry with each other, and I thought the show was quite entertaining. Of course, it is also quite brutal. The show is so brutal. When I was watching it, I was like closing my eyes, especially to shoot this kind of scene where fire is involved. If you have seen Game of Thrones behind the scene, anything to do with the fire scene, very hard to pull off, because the person who is you are putting the fire on, their life is actually at risk, and you have to shoot the scene very quick. That's why I was like, oh, because this show does have a lot of fire involved scene. All of them were quite well made. So this show, it is very brutal. When I say it's so brutal, especially the way they explain to you, like why, because in this show you see this, who is this guy, I guess he's the head of this gang mafia. He's putting all these people on fire, but before he put them on fire, he gives them this mask, so they don't die easily, because normally you die from fire. He was explaining in this show like how you die from fire, and when he was explaining, I was like, oh my god, this is like really cruel. This is cruel. Same time, this show, it is very entertaining though. Some of the scene in this show is actually quite funny. I was laughing so many times, especially the lead character, who is this he's an underdog reporter. His career is going nowhere. So when this informative, he kind of teams up with him to discover who is killing people so brutally. They team up in this in this show, and there's a many scenes were so funny. I was like, how can the show be so funny and so brutal? It's so entertaining all at once. I was really surprised when I was watching. I was like, how can I feel this way? The show was actually quite well made. Once again, I want to say it, the cinematography, the way they shot the scene, it's quite well made, honestly. It's like a top quality show. So I understand this was not Netflix production, it's from their local production, I guess. That is why it's so good. I really like all the scene, and all the acting is really elevate the show top here, especially the lead actor. He was so good. He's so charming, although he does have, so this show does have a lot of twist and turn. Maybe some of the twist is a little predictable, because that's how it goes, but I guess the center conflict for this show was quite interesting, how it goes back into their spoiler, I think. So he's spoiling if you don't want to hear it, if you have not seen the show. I really liked, as I'm saying, it's quite well made. So toward the end of the show, we see what is the huge conflict about this show. It does go back to their childhood, how they all comes together. It was quite interesting. The way they show ends, looks like we might be getting season 2. So I don't know how hit will be, or maybe it's already hit, because as I was saying, they just acquire these shows worldwide streaming. I guess Netflix they did. Although the one I was watching, it wasn't dubbed version. I was just watching the original, so I don't know if it's dubbed for everyone or not. My Netflix didn't have. That being said, the show, it's actually quite well made, as I was saying. Did leave with the way it left the way it ends looks like they could be coming back with season 2, and I don't mind to see season 2, although the way this season it felt very personal. And I don't know what can they do in season 2, but still it will be interesting. At the beginning of this show, I want to say this again, I really thought it's going to be another mafia story, but how it's all comes together, it was interesting. And all the actors were really good, although I didn't watch dub version for the first time, I would say. But without watching the dub version, it was actually quite good. I was like, it's really easy to watch, but for some reason this show was really easy to watch even without dub. Like the way all the actors, their expression, you can understand right away what they're saying. Maybe because because the comedy, you can see it and you read it quickly, so it is easy to watch, I guess, without dub. And I'm saying this someone who like watching dub version. Normally I do watch, but this was without it. And that's my thought on this. Let me know in the comment, what do you think about this show? I thought it was quite good, especially very well made. Let me know in the comment, what do you think about this show? And if you enjoyed this review, don't forget to check out my other reviews on other Japanese show. Recently I have seen one show actually I quite like. It's called Cooking for Mekani. That show was actually really very well made as well. And if you like food and cooking, that show is also worth checking. Check out my review and let me know in the comment. If you enjoyed this, please subscribe. And until I see you next time, please take care.